Hi guys, welcome to the Furry Podcast. Today with us we have SkyeHigh Studios, we have Starly,
Hey.
and TB as usual.
Hi, I'm here.
Also, I'm SCP. I think you already know that though. So
Welcome. We have a very big guest
Welcome,
today.
yeah.
Hi, Skye.
we do.
I'm very big. I'm only 5'3". I would class myself as a small guest.
You're taller than me. Why is everyone taller than me?
Okay, so
I mean-
SCP, you said you wanted to out me about my situation
What?
with not knowing Skye.
Oh
Yeah?
right. So basically, TB has never watched one of your videos, yet somehow ended up
fine.
in your channel.
In the server, the
In
Discord
the server, yeah.
Right.
But
Oh wait. Are you in my Discord? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm in your Discord server, but I've never seen a
that's
video.
more common than you'd think.
really?
I think it's just become a generic furry server at this point.
I mean, it is a really nice little community.
Yeah, it really is.
Can be a bit special sometimes, but you know,
Yeah.
that's all that goes on behind the scenes rather than
Yeah.
anything else.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, how long have you been doing videos now, Skye?
Ooh, God, I think the first video I made would have been it probably would have been in like 2015, 2016. But that video doesn't exist anymore because I think I posted it. It got like 40 views and then like one hate comment, and I got sad and took it down.
No.
I mean,
feel
I
like
don't
that's a
blame
lot of
them.
creators.
It was a bad video. Like, it was bad. It was awful. It wasn't a tutorial because originally my videos were tutorials, and I think I posted like fursuit outings as well, just for fun.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I did. I've been making videos since 2015, but probably been more active and regular in making videos since 2016, 2017.
That's really cool.
Been a while now. Oh God.
We've been posting videos since like 2 weeks ago, so.
Yeah. Always got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
We have 10
We're
subscribers.
battling the algorithm.
Yeah. Anyway, another plug moment. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and also subscribe to Skye.
Plug.
Plug
Exactly.
moment. Let's go.
All right,
Yeah, we have some questions, right, to ask.
Yeah,
we do.
we have a little form.
We have a little
Yes, we do.
form.
I think. Yes, definitely a Google form. Definitely not in Discord. Anyway.
Yep.
I think one of my favorite questions was, what was it like talking to Beauty of the Base and other big creators like yourself?
I
Just
have never
necessarily
actually
not to
personally
justify
spoken to
everything.
Base.
Really?
I've never met Base. She came to, think she was guest of honor in the WA convention, but that's on the other side of the country. So I didn't personally get to meet her, but one of my friends was guest of honor with her and says she's very nice. But I have spoken with Eno before, so that's telephone. She's really lovely.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not that different to chatting to you guys, to be real with you.
Oh, really?
Oh, of course not. They're just regular humans, most of them with social anxiety. So
Well,
they're just as intimidated as you are, at least immediately. It's like they're just normal people.
that's really cool. Actually, I've never really spoken to someone famous, so
We're all famous in our own way.
I guarantee you, they're just like normal people who just got lucky and now have some degree of a following.
yeah.
Skye, how many iterations of Skye fursuits have you made now?
Well, the thing is, the base of the fursuit, 3 technically, but in terms of the amount of times I've actually changed the base, I did cursed fursuit, then I did that fursuit, then I changed the eyes in that fursuit, so that would make that 3, and then 4, 5. I think this is number 6, 5 or 6 at the moment.
Wow.
Wow.
When you work as a fursuit maker, it's kind of hard because you look at your work and you're like, oh man, I've improved so much since 2 suits ago. I need to obviously remake my own work.
Yeah, I
I'll tell you-
feel that a lot because I'm also a fursuit maker, and
Mhm.
oh my goodness, some of them are so bad, and then there are some that are just amazing.
Yep, it happens. It happens. You'll make stuff that you hate, and you'll make stuff that you love, and so it's often a roll of the dice as to which it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But obviously, with my own stuff, I can cut corners a lot more.
Yeah.
So whenever people like get really excited, they're like, "Oh my god, can I see Skye?" And I'm like, "No, you can't." There's just so much like there's foam showing, there's threads everywhere, some things are broken. Like because I can cut so many corners on my own work because I can fix it straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't look at it. Don't look at me.
So this kind of goes into a question I have. What
Hmm.
is your favorite fursuit you've ever made?
I'd probably still have to put that down to Squid. So he was an Orphish Shiba, Orphish cross Shiba Inu. He's for a friend of mine. So he's local. It's really awesome because I get to see him a lot. I love being able to see suits that I make.
Yeah.
Some of them just disappear off the face of the planet. But no, I have Squid. And I don't know, I was just really happy with his digi and like the idea of the character and the color scheme. It all just came together really nice and cleanly. And that, which is surprising to me because that was a con deadline suit. And when you have a deadline, you tend to rush a little bit more than I'd probably like to. But you know, but yeah, definitely Squid. He's a good bean.
Have you ever gotten like attached to a commission and then had to ship it away and felt like
suits that I'm really, really proud of? Yeah. Yes. I mean, some suits I'm really, really proud of, but I've spent such a long time making them that I'm like, get out of here. I don't want to see you again. Get out.
I don't
Jesus,
want to notice another imperfection in a week?
Yeah, pretty much. Even if I am like really, really proud of it, it's just like, I've worked on you for too long. Get out of my sight. I only wish to see you with your owner. Do not return. Please. It is a bit like shit your children, though, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so another question for some new fursuit makers. What supplies are a must for creating fursuits?
I mean, when I started out, I had my mum's dodgy sewing machine that did not like taking fur. I had some scissors. I had the dog clippers, an old pair of dog clippers she used to trim the dogs.
Oh
that was like really skunked up and nasty.
That's great.
I had to clean it out pretty well because it kept leaving like gross stuff on fur, which wasn't great. Then I my kind of advice is pretty much anything you can get your hands on. Just practicing and getting used to using your tools. And if you use a tool that's kind of a little bit dodgy and not great to use, and you get good at it, imagine what you can do when you have tools that are very, very nice to use and are going to produce really results. Like if you can produce decent results with dodgy tools, then you're going to do amazing things with good tools when you can afford them. So pretty much whatever you can get your hands on, but essentially just sewing machine, shavers, scissors, glue gun. Pretty much that's basics. You don't even need the sewing machine, but I always recommend it.
Yeah.
Because you'll give yourself carpal tunnel syndrome otherwise. And we don't like repetitive strain injuries here.
Do we?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, Starly.
Occupational therapy bills.
Let's
Delicious.
go. Amazing. My favorite.
TB, do you have any questions?
Not really.
I think
Not
you.
really.
It's like I
That's
have no
my
idea
answer.
who this person is.
Okay, here's a question. So, what does Skye's channel cover?
What do I do on my channel? God, what don't I do on my
Yeah.
channel? That's a question I should be able to answer a bit easier than I can, but it's mainly a fursuit making channel. But honestly, I do all kinds of things from silly videos like carving pumpkins in fursuit and doing those kinds of things to tutorial videos. I'm about to release a chaos build, which is essentially me not behaving. I'm making a raptor mask because my demographic is 13-year-olds and the ad revenue is too tempting.
That's actually amazing. I love personally working with dino masks. They're just so easy.
They are. That's my one beef with dino masks, though, is that you've given such an amazing. Like, there's starting to be a shift in what people do with them. especially now
Yeah.
that I've seen online. Because like you're given such an awesome moving jaw base, and the hinges are really nice and springy and responsive, and like people just kind of like paint it and slap some fur on it, which admittedly is exactly what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So I can't judge too much, but at the same time, originally when I bought my first dino mask, I was gonna build it up with foam and turn it into an orca raptor thing that was gonna be really, really
Ooh,
cool.
yeah, that
I
sounds
just didn't have
amazing.
the time for it. I didn't have the time for it, so this one I was like, you know what? Cringe culture's dead. No one's allowed to make fun of sparkle dogs or raptor masks ever again. So therefore, I'm going to make both. So I'm currently
Oh,
making
that's
a sparkle raptor, and I'm currently working on prototyping glowing horns for him.
Oh my god, that's
Um,
amazing.
that is really cool, actually.
I've 3D modeled a base for it that means I can swap them out. So it has a little magnet, so I can swap out from like rainbow hue horns to ones that I'm going to fill with fairy lights and all of the other kinds of stuff. And it's going to be a whatever I damn well please suit. But
I always like to light up fursuits.
yeah, the light up fursuits are great, but it just means you can't wash them.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh yeah.
but no, like it's gonna be a chaos video where I basically have to put up $1 million into, hey, don't do this. This is dangerous.
This
Don't
is a
fill your
really
room
bad
with paint
idea.
Don't fill your room with paint fumes without a respirator. Don't use a diamond tip Dremel with nothing but a really thin leather jacket and sunglasses. Don't do that. You use PPE. This is a chaos build, which means I'm pulling out all of the stops. I'm committing all of the sins. So, you know, do as I say, not as I do.
I'm excited to
This
see
is
how it
for
goes.
entertainment purposes, not for tutorial purposes. So look forward. It's going to be a fun video, and I'm looking forward to editing it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
That does-
Yeah.
What
But
is
other than that, yeah, basic tutorials.
what is your favorite video that you've made?
Ooh. Probably the one, if I were to pick one that I watch back the most, like sometimes you go back and you watch your videos because, you know, I have a couple of favorites. My favorite one is probably my 50,000 subscriber special, where I just took all the really stupid comments I've gotten as video suggestions.
Oh, I remember seeing that one actually.
Yeah, somebody was like, do parkour in fursuit, so I just did it like really badly and like threw myself onto the hood of my car and did a jump about 2 feet in the air, except zoomed in really close on it and did like slow motion, like easiest stuff. And then at the end, I did a cooking with Skye, and I got to bake cookies in fursuit, which was awful. The cookies were good, for the record.
They tasted good?
Yeah, of course they were very good cookies. They were sugar cookies. I think it was from a recipe book my American friend gave me for like the Minnesota cookbook, which is absurd as an Australian to read because you guys have things like jelly salad.
What?
We have what?
I didn't even know we had that.
That was one of the things from the Minnesota cookbook is like Jello salad, and I'm like, what?
I didn't even know
Minnesota's
we
weird.
had that. Minnesota is
I'm like,
different.
what? I'm like, what constitutes a salad in your mind?
Yeah, that's
we don't
that's
have
weird.
we don't have Jello. We have airplane jelly. Like it's a slightly
Airplane
different brand. but
jelly?
Airplane jelly. There's a jingle and everything.
Oh my god.
Like
That's amazing.
it's like you guys have the Reese's Puffs jingle. We have the airplane jelly jingle. And Cotty's cordial jingle and the Vegemite jingle and everywhere. Everyone knows it. Just grew up with.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
Sometimes I think about jingles like and how good they are for marketing, because a lot
really
of
are.
a lot of people can think of a brand name and then immediately think of a jingle
Yeah.
or vice versa.
Yeah.
There
So
was
there's-
Oh no, you
There's
go. You
one
go.
that will never leave my head. Stanley Steamers. It will forever be there.
Only reason I know that one is because I saw some chick on Tumblr who did it in like 4 different styles, like like 1,000,002 vocal styles, and I was so impressed. I reckon it's awesome. I thought it was like a jingle that she made up because of the way that she did it, but no, apparently that's a jingle that you guys have. The Stanley Steamer jingle.
Anytime I hear that royalty-free music you use in your intro, I think of your videos.
Well, it's changed now. It went from Electrodoodle by Kevin MacLeod, because Kevin MacLeod is like the OG.
Yeah, he
in
has
a lot
all
of
the music.
Yeah, and I've purchased it, so I think I've purchased the entire suite, and I'm not sure what the credit rights are for that, but it means you can actually I think I'm probably wrong, but there's some change in credit that you don't have to credit as much, at least. But no, it used to be Electrodoodle, and then it changed to something else for a while, and now it's just back to Electrodoodle because people complained that it wasn't there anymore.
They were like,
It's like,
"Where's my Electrodoodle? I miss it."
they're like, "Where's the starting music? We like it." I'm like, "Oh, well, fine. Here you go. Take it back. Fine."
I have a question out of curiosity. What is the fastest fursuit you've ever made? How long did it take?
I have finished ahead in 24 hours. That was just to see if... Oh, actually, no, it was less than 24 hours because it was like one work day. I think I
Wow.
cracked it out in like 8 hours. I cut so many corners and it looked awful. There's no photos of it. It's not connected to me in any way. You will not find it.
It's gone now.
It's gone.
It's
I just wanted to
untraceable.
see if I just wanted to see if I could do it. I could do it. It just didn't look good, and I just ended up in the bin. So that's where I ended up. But I have done it before. But past that, me and my maker friends, because not last year. Oh no, end of last year I was still living with them. But we lived in a 3 fursuit maker household.
Oh jeez.
So
That's amazing.
That sounds like it would
Yeah, it
be
was
very
really-
messy.
we had a massive garage that could fit like 3 or 4 cars in it. So we
Oh,
all had
wow.
a cut in the garage. But yeah,
How often
we would
did you
do-
find
we-
like foam laying around the house?
well, we also had lots of cats, so it was like fur. Is it a cat? Is it a fursuit? Lord knows. But no, we did a charity stream to raise money for charity, and we did it every year. We didn't do one this year because one of them's moved to Canada, so that makes it a bit difficult. But we did a transgender charity last year, but the year before we did Team Trees, I think.
Wow.
And
Who didn't do Team Trees?
Who didn't do
Yeah.
Team Trees?
I know, right? Well, no, we did Team Trees, and Loop finished a full suit in the 24-hour stream. Like, it was a stream
Wow.
of like we go for 24 hours and we don't stop.
Oh my god.
And Loop finished a full suit in 24 hours.
Did you
but
grade?
her work ethic is intimidating.
that's that's kind of scary.
She is scary. She's like 5'1", but she's scary.
She's
But yeah.
tall in her attitude.
For sure. She's a crazy person who finishes like 45 suits a year. She's scary.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a question about like commissions and things.
Yeah.
How often do you like end up having to deal with a very annoying or like hard to deal with customer?
Not very often, luckily. Not very often.
Yeah, I'm
like,
sure it's probably hard when it happens.
with furries, you're usually pretty safe because everybody kind of knows the etiquette of
Yeah.
commissioning, how to ask, and kind of, the boundaries between customer and maker and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, the worst kind of things you get, and like most commonly, is people who don't understand the boundaries and will like message you like every day and be like, "Oh my god, hi," and you're like, "Hi, are you okay? Like, what is
Yeah.
something wrong? Like, are you a payment issue?"
I
Like,
have a
what-
customer that like messages me every hour, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, that's when it's really important to assert boundaries, because I've had like friends had to maker friends had to actually like block customers.
Oh my god.
After they basically like sent the suit out of their house and just blocked them because they were like, "I cannot handle this." They are like,
Yeah,
it feels
that's
like they're stalking me. Like, this is not good. And I'm like, oh man, I'm so glad that hasn't happened to me yet. But that's usually like, if you're thinking difficult customers, that's probably one of the most common. But you do get people like, I made a tail for a friend, no longer a friend, but unrelated, but no longer a friend. But they commissioned a tail from me, and I think I quoted them like 120, which isn't bad. But they wanted this like 2-color tail, except it had like 50 spots on it, and it was
Oh.
just a little husky. Like that's fine. I don't mind doing a bunch of hand sewing. Like I'm hand sewing right now, but like this literally like I sent a photo of the pattern, and I was like, oh okay, what do you like? Let me know if you want any changes. And then they were like, thanks, car outside. They were like, can you move this spot 2 millimeters to the left and this spot? And can you move this? And it was just like the most minute changes that wouldn't be visible, like not noticeable at all. And I'm like, yes, I can. And then I'll change it. And she'll be, oh wait, no, move it like down a little bit again. Like, no, please stop. And I think the tail, which like just tails usually take me like 2 hours max. This took me like 18 hours just from their changes. It could have been finished in 5 with all the hand sewing, but no, just that one sucked. And I remember at the end of it, I took a photo. Like I turned the lights off in my workroom, laid on the floor next to the tail, and got my partner to take a photo with the flash, so it looked like a crime scene found footage image. And that was what I sent. I was like, "Your tail's done, so am I." So yeah, that was probably one like the more difficult ones I've had to deal with in the past.
I don't know why it's like I would never be picky. My character has like a star pattern on their legs, and as long as you just put a couple of stars on there in random places, I think that's awesome. Like,
yeah, no, that's the same. Like, fun fact: when I was like, I would have been like 14, and I was getting quotes of my fursuit from makers. I messaged. I don't know if they're still making suits anymore, but I messaged this maker, and I was like, "Hey, would this be possible?" And I remember they told me that they couldn't do my spots because they were too detailed.
What?
And I've made it now. Obviously, I know now that it's not actually that difficult. It's just a lot of work. But I was like, okay, yeah. They're like, oh, we'd have to like airbrush it, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And I obviously didn't end up going through with it because I was 14 at the time, and they never asked me. Don't do that, kids. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Now that I'm a maker myself for a long time, I'm like, 14-year-old me, stop, for God's sake. But it's like, no, it's yeah, you get the point.
Yeah.
So I have a quick question. About how much sleep do you get?
Look, my ADHD ass sleeps for either like 0 hours or 12 hours, and there's no in between.
Oh my god, that is so relatable.
Like, that's Starly.
That's me.
It's Starly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, lately I haven't been getting much sleep. Like last night, I just couldn't settle, and I was up to all hours. So I'm running on caffeine and spite alone today. But you know, that's most fursuit makers, to be real with you.
Oh yeah. The number
purely
of
on
days
a
I've done
triple
that.
shot coffee in the morning, and then you're good to go. But no, it depends. Like I work pretty reasonable hours. I usually work. Usually my work hours are 6 till 2. So because of my partner starts work really early, he's usually up at 4:30 a.m. So I'm usually up at 4:30 a.m. because once I'm awake, I'm not getting back to sleep.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll get up. I got up, and then I'll just go to work, and that means I usually start work at about 6. And I'll finish at 2, which is nice, and it's 8 hours, and it means in the afternoon I get to do things for me, like play VR chat, learn how to model, and all that kind of fun stuff, and it means I get to bed on time, which is either 2 a.m. or 9 p.m. Take your pick. Either way.
Your brain just decides for you.
Pretty much. I don't get a say. It's just a roll of the dice. See what happens.
Flip a coin.
Yeah. My Australian has to ask, can I swear on this podcast?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay, don't worry about
That's
it.
great. Awesome. Perfect. Just because I'm always like unsure, because some people are like profanity, whereas like in my country, you know, fuck is every second word. So
Yeah. No, I mean it depends on where you are here, but that is like occasionally a thing, and then there's some people who just can't say hell. Like
I know
they're not even allowed.
I mean, like around my grandmother, maybe she'll be like, "What's your profanity?" But no. Even nowadays, she's become like desensitized to it. She just pretends it doesn't exist. which I think is best for everyone.
Just ignore it and it'll go away.
Well, because my mom is like a spitting image of me, so she acts and talks like me, and now that we've gotten older, she's dropped her filter pretty much completely.
Yeah.
So my poor grandmother has two of us to deal with, and most of us is not having a filter and swearing a lot. But good, I'm glad. Okay, good. I won't watch my mouth as much then.
Okay. SCP, did you have a question?
So where are you guys actually from? Because I'm assuming you're all in America.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're all
Are
Americans.
you all from like a specific part of America?
I'm East Coast. I'm like fairly close to Anthrocon, which is exciting because I think I'm gonna go this summer, and that's awesome.
Like those big cons intimidate me, to be honest with you.
I'm excited for my first ever big con because I've only been to like small anime cons, and it sounds so exciting.
See, our big con, right? Our biggest con is Fursuit. It's my home con. It's just like 40 minutes down the road from me. And like I think, what was our numbers last year? It's only in like 1.5 thousand max, whereas you guys get like 10,000 people at MFF or whatever.
Yeah.
And I could not imagine that. Like the last couple of Fursuits for me were huge cons, and like. That I don't know, like the idea of, apparently from what I've heard from Aussies who've actually gone over there, is like they're fun but they're so exhausting.
Oh yeah, I've been to one con around here it was an anime convention. It was kind of large. I haven't been to a furry convention yet, but I'm planning on it. And just it was only 4 days, like, well, not only 4, it was 4 days. And just doing it was fun but just so tiring. And expensive.
Pretty much. Oh my god, they're expensive. We've been a bit naughty this year, and we've gotten a suite for this year's Furdu, because last Furdu I was lucky enough to be guest of honor, which was an amazing experience, but my god, it demolished me. Because since I was the guest of honor, I really wanted to give everything that I could, and it's my home con, and I know the organizers, and they're lovely people, and I wanted to be there and be a good guest of honor. Because apparently some people become guest of honor and just don't do anything for the convention that's paying for them to be there. And I was like, I don't want to be that. That's not what I want.
Yeah.
That's not what I want to do. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give it my all. But my god, I ran myself absolutely into the ground because I was dealing that con. So I went to the con after about 2 months of like 6-day-a-week, 12-hour days. So I was already demolished when I got to the con, and then I was in the dealer's den the whole time and running like a couple of panels a day.
Oh wow.
And then in the evening trying to catch up with friends, and I remember I was I just finished up my last panel, and the con chair came up to me and was like, "Hey, Skye, you said that you were going to help with the charity raffle, yeah?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course I'll help with the charity auction." And in my mind I was thinking, "Oh yeah, I'll just, be doing the running and being like, showing people the items so they can go, ooh, ah." No. They wanted me to be auctioneer.
Oh my god.
And I was like, what? See, I don't know how to be an auctioneer. Do you think I know these things? And I was so out of it that I was just semi-conscious. And so I ran to my other guest of honor, who was also guest of honor beside me, and I'm like, you are helping me with this. You have no say in the matter. I'm not doing this by myself.
I can't speak 300 words a minute.
I definitely cannot. I mean, you kind of just make jokes, and it's not. I don't know. Do you guys do the standard like auctioneer, like I don't know,
Yeah, yes.
Do you guys do that at like your charity auctions at like Anthrocon and stuff?
I've still never been to a con, so I'm not sure if they do.
Anybody know?
No idea.
I think that they do.
Do they?
That's crazy. That is crazy. But usually they try to get like people who like can work the crowd and stuff. And my socially anxious ass was like, "Oh, Foxy, why have you done this to me?"
If I'm ever gonna be an auctioneer, I'm just gonna speak like at an incredibly slow pace and see how long it takes for people to get annoyed with.
There was some things we auctioned off that were really funny. Like somebody did a resin printed model of like a big like buff barra box man, but it was not safe for work, so it had junk.
Oh god.
Except they made a really tiny loincloth and tied it around. So, and since Furdy's an 18+ con, we don't have any under 18 conventions in Australia.
Yeah.
So, like, we would just, like, walk up to the camera and, like, lift the loincloth sneakily, and everybody would giggle because it's a room full of adults who are basically 12. And it was a good time. It was a good time. But I'm looking forward to this year's photo because it means I can actually hang out with my friends and not do a deal and enjoy myself a little bit more.
I can't imagine that you got any work done in the next week after that last convention.
Oh no, I took a holiday. I took 2 weeks break.
Yeah.
I need to be horizontal and stay that way for quite a while.
Just
like, I will say though, the one difference in Australian cons to at least American cons is we party harder.
Oh, do you?
That's from the internationals that I've like had over here. Like American friends, or like, you know, content creators who have been over here and I've spoken to them about it. They've been like, I'm like, okay, it's smaller, right? Like, what do you think compared to your American cons? And they were like, it's definitely smaller and it's more chilled, but because it's more chilled, you guys room party hard.
Yeah.
So apparently, that's our reputation. Furdu is known as PartyCon.
Conventions here are just
like
big and a lot of people are walking around, but it's not very active as much. Like, sometimes you'll find someone and take a picture or something, but, like, there's not many people who are, like, partying.
Well, we don't party on the con floor. Like, there's no alcohol allowed anywhere near the con floor or anything like that. But room parties are a completely different thing. And this is on the beach. It's on the Gold Coast. So we have the beach right there. And we're on Surfers Paradise, which means we're surrounded by nightclubs and bars.
Oh, jeez.
So we've had, like, bar owners. The locals love us. They really love us because we bring a big industry boom to anything related to alcohol. And the bottle-o actually got cranky at us last time because they were like, you guys usually give us like a week's heads up so we can double our stock for the convention, but because of COVID, it was kind of a last-minute call.
Yeah.
They were like, I had no idea you were coming, and we're gonna sell. They sold out the entire store in the first day.
Oh my lord!
Oh my god!
I mean, they love it because it means that we get, they get lots of business and stuff like that. We've had nightclub owners like come up and say, "Hey, you get free entry into my club if you come in your costumes." And I'm like, "Oh no, man, you seem kind of shady."
I would be so scared to go to any kind of nightclub in a fursuit.
Yeah, that would be kind of scary.
We actually have club meets, at least locally. We have club meets.
There's ones
we
like
go to
that
a. There's a bar in the Valley, like the nightclub district, that does like Saturday like LGBT nights kind of thing.
Ooh.
And they have like drag shows and stuff, and the drag queens love us. Apparently, I haven't actually been to one yet, but apparently, like they absolutely love seeing us there, and they're very helpful and make sure that we don't get picked on, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
How often do you wear your suit? I'm curious.
Probably not as often as I should, and certainly not as often as I used to.
Yeah.
As I've gotten into my not by older age, I mean 22, so old. As I've kind of gotten older and my back's gotten worse from 6 years of sitting on it sewing, my endurance for fursuiting has gone down, and especially with the pandemic, meaning I don't get to go out and suit that often. Then I'll wear it if I'm at a meet and if I'm fursuiting or if I'm creating some content. So that depends on how much content I'm creating or what kind of inspiration I have at the time, because a lot of my videos recently have been me not in suit. So she hasn't gotten that much wear lately, and I won't even mention the other fursuits that don't get love in my cupboard.
They're sitting on the shelf just crying because they're not getting any attention.
Yes, but once cases kind of calm down here, because we're worse than you guys at the moment.
Oh, really?
In terms of COVID.
Oh, wow.
We were the best in the world, and then they were like, 80% double dose, open it up, ladies and gentlemen, except for WA, because they have a better state leader than everybody else. But No, legit, like, we're getting more cases per million than you guys, and it's not good.
Yeah,
it's not
that
good.
does
So,
not sound good.
I currently run one of the fur meets here, so that's on a hiatus until it chills out, honestly. Not safe at the moment.
Seems like
and
it.
these are meets that we have like 120 attendees at, so it's just not good.
Yeah, this disease is crazy. It's like getting around so much. It's kind of terrifying.
I have successfully managed to dodge it thus far like bullets from the Matrix. So fingers crossed it stays that way.
Yeah.
There's so many people here in Florida that just don't believe it exists.
That is
same.
we have our own fair share of anti-vaxxer rallies, don't worry.
That is like such a bad mindset. That is what is the problem.
Yeah.
Podcast announcement. Be safe. Be respectful. This disease is real and it will hurt you if you're not careful.
That it will. I'm getting my booster tomorrow. I'm keen. Finally eligible.
I already got boosted.
Me too.
Lucky.
In 3 days, I think.
We're only just eligible from the 1st of this month,
Oh
my age
God.
group. So, yeah, we were really slow with the rollout. Like, we were only just getting our first doses when you guys were thinking about your boosters.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. It was not great.
What is it like living in Australia anyway? Like, is it very different from America?
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. Well, like, our politics works different from you guys since we were on the topic of that dangerous subject. But, so, our voting system works a little bit different to you guys. That's probably one of the things I think Americans are most shocked about when they move here. So, basically, you can't waste your vote like you guys can, technically. So, for example, if I vote my minority party, the minor parties that everybody's like, no, don't vote for them, you gotta be wasting your vote. So we can vote for them. So basically we have this thing called preferential voting. So we have a piece of paper and it has a list of all the parties on it and you number them. So you number all of the boxes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc.
Well, I've heard of this voting system before, yeah.
And then so if your first preference doesn't get in, then your vote goes to your second preference and so on and so forth. But everybody who got a first preference vote gets more funding for the next election, and to help them, get more, more fun, more kind of support and stuff like that. So, you're not wasting your vote anyway. So there's that. At the moment, it's very humid. I feel like I could cut the air with a knife because it's summer. And I live in Queensland, so most of Australia doesn't really live in the bush, inverted commas, so to speak.
Yeah.
We live on the kind of tropical coastline, so most of us live within an hour from the beach. So I could drive directly
Both of those
east.
things are relatable. The humidity and the beach.
Florida.
Florida.
Yes.
Well, I've been to Florida.
It's
I've been to California. California was the closest climate I found to Australian summer.
Oh yeah, we get up to 100, and here it's bad.
Yeah, we had a 120-degree day the other day. That sucked.
Oh my God.
That was awful. That was like hell on earth. But because I'm in Queensland, we have storm season. So it's storm season at the moment, and I've had to close my window because we have a big storm outside.
Yeah.
Because the heat basically creates lots and lots of thunderstorms, and you get a lot of big lightning and a lot of really big storms, and it doesn't snow.
You get hurricanes like here?
Hurricanes, I don't know. We don't get twisters, which you guys seem to get. That seems like a very American thing.
Yeah.
Twisters and tornadoes. We get cyclones. They're called cyclones, I think, in our side of the world.
Okay.
We get cyclones a fair bit. We'll get like 2 or 3 each season. It's, at least in the suburbs where I am, it's hardly ever destructive. A suburb over, we just had one come through like last week, and I think they got a bit of property damage, and we get flooding and stuff like that. But you're so used to it; it's just like another Tuesday.
Yeah, it's the thought terrifies me.
I promise there's no spiders. Everybody thinks that there's going to be 1,000,002 spiders that are going to kill you, but the most spiders that I see are the ones that eat other spiders.
Yeah.
Like, we have huntsman spiders. I don't know if you guys get them.
Huntsman?
But they're huntsmen.
Let me Google.
So they get pretty big. They look scary. They get to be about as big as your palm, but they're not thick. They're spindly little boys. But they can't bite you.
Oof.
They're like the way that their body is shaped, they can't bite you. And they're very scared. They don't build webs. they just kind of exist in your corners of your house and they don't pay rent.
They're very
But
large,
whenever-
though. Jeez, that's kind of...
They're
Yeah,
pretty big, but the thing is like if another spider or a cockroach or a moth or anything even enters your house, they're just like, zoom, zoom, and they'll just kill it instantly.
Oh,
They're
jeez.
great. They're just natural free pest control.
yeah.
I'm like, you get redbacks occasionally, but I didn't see a redback in real life until I was an adult, like till I was 18.
So
We
there's
went like somewhere out rural.
there's not more spiders, but is it true that they're like much bigger generally there?
Not really. I have a little tiny jumping spider that lives in my bathroom. He's kind of cute, and he's about less than a quarter of my fingernail size.
Oh wow.
He's cute. He's nice. I don't know what he's planning on doing, but he exists there forever.
You should name
There's
him.
like
but
a
no, like,
family of
He
green
isn't
ones on my
necessarily
porch.
bigger. Pardon?
There's like a family of little green ones on my porch. They're so tiny. They're like specks.
Oh. See, we get golden orb weavers. They don't really bite either. I don't think I've ever been bitten by a spider myself. I've seen like maybe one snake. The only time I actually had like a real like stereotypical Australian experience is when I lived at the Makers Mansion, which is that house I was talking about before,
Yeah.
the fursuit makers. But that was because we were living up in a country town,
Oh god.
up on the Great Dividing Range, which is the mountain range that runs down the east coast of Australia.
Uh-huh.
And we had like goannas and we had kangaroos in our backyard because we were right on the bushland. And that's when we had like bigger spiders. We had tiny, tiny scorpions, like about the size of a quarter. They're really small. That would just appear. We don't know where they were coming from. They just existed. We're not sure. I've never seen a scorpion before that point. We saw echidnas. We had wild boar, which were scary. I didn't like the wild boars very much. We also had ghosts, but that's not really wildlife, but
There's
part of the scenery.
Starly is really afraid of spiders.
Yeah, and if I would see even the small jumping spider that you talked about, I would probably run away until it went away.
Don't get me wrong, I am not the biggest fan of spiders. If the little jumping spider, like sometimes he kind of sits on the wall and I'll be like, hi buddy, what you doing? And he'll like make a slight movement towards me. I'll be like, I don't want them on me. I don't want them on me. Snakes, I'm 100% okay with. I know how to at least handle myself around them, that they're not going to hurt me. But yeah,
largest...
Only one
Sorry, TV.
insect that I'm afraid of. It's the big, like, black Florida wasps.
Oh god.
Oh
They're like the
god,
size
you
of
guys
your
have murder
thumb.
hornets, don't you?
Yeah, they're like the size of your thumb. They're
I
terrifying.
think I saw one of them when I was in Japan. And
Yeah.
I hate wasps.
Yeah.
Wasps can completely fuck off.
Yeah, they
Right.
like my house
Where
because my house is
from?
wood. They love to nest in the windows.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
Oh, I remember seeing that and being like, I'm glad I'm not over there right now.
The worst run-in I've ever had with a spider, and I don't even know what the spider was up to, but it was a wolf spider, and it just crawled out and just sat on my tile, and it just didn't move for like 5 minutes.
Did you move?
Yeah, you're like, what's going on? What's happening?
I kind of just stared at it and sat, and
So neither of you moved. Okay.
yeah, it was just a staring contest, and I was terrified.
Well, he has 8 eyes, so it's a bit unfair.
Yeah, I think I lost probably.
So, okay, for real though, like it's often hilarious because from a very, very young age, the one thing whenever we had like especially American exchange students, the general consensus among the school, among the university, wherever you are, is to fuck with them as much as possible. If you guys are wondering where the like drop bear and like riding kangaroos to school came from, it came from us. We made it up.
You guys,
I can guarantee you.
You're just like trying to confuse everyone. It's like your plan.
It's more because people have such a warped view of Australia. They're thinking like, oh, we have to fist fight our way to school every day. Like, yeah, sometimes maybe in the spring when we have to punch a magpie out of the sky, but like we're not like fighting spiders and finding snakes in our toilets type deal. So, and the throw another shrimp on the Barbie thing, yeah, that pissed everybody off in the country, because we one thing, we don't barbecue shrimp, and second of all, they're not called shrimp, it's prawns. So that's wrong in many accounts. So yeah, whenever we have an American rock up, one of the favorite pastimes is like there's zoos everywhere, and one of the Australian zoos things is to take a photo with a koala.
Okay.
They're just stoned all the time. They smell either like koala smell is like people and coriander or cilantro for Americans. You either love it or you hate it, and I swear it's probably a genetic thing. But they either smell really awesome to you or the worst thing ever.
Oh,
but
God.
anyway, you kind of pack them up. You take an American, you're like, okay, we're gonna get you a photo with a drop bear, mate. It's gonna happen. It's a rite of passage. It has to happen. And then like the keeper will bring out the koala, and you just see the fear in this person's face, and the keeper just kind of looks at you like, what have you done? What have you done to this poor man?
Oh my God.
And the koalas, which I swear are like stoned 99.9% of the time, terrifying the other 0.1%, but
it's the eucalyptus.
Stoned most of the time. It's just like what, and they put them on you and take the photo. It's great. It's great.
The prawn shrimp thing reminded me. I was talking to someone from the UK earlier.
Yeah.
And they were talking about these little cream-filled cookies that they had, and they called them biscuits. And for a second, I was really confused because I thought they were talking about like the dough treats that us Americans call biscuits.
Yeah, we call them scones. I think so do the UK.
Yeah, they do as well. So we had like a whole conversation about like what these biscuits were, and we were both really confused because.
Okay, though I did actually find a difference because it rocked up on my For You page on TikTok the other day. Because somebody was like, I made biscuits, and everybody was like, they're scones, and they were like, no, actually, scones have sugar in them. Your biscuits don't. I don't think. I think they're savory.
No, yeah, they almost taste buttery. Like they.
Yeah, you like put them in butter and stuff.
Yeah, they're like a bread, kind of like a.
Yeah.
They normally go with.
I think I know. We make something similar. We can do like dumplings. It's like a flour dumpling that you can put in. Like we put it in soup sometimes. At least I've had it in soup before.
Chicken and dumplings. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. That's kind of but scone-like, if that makes sense. But no, I get there's those ones.
The rumors about Australia are so like crazy, like the whole Australians live upside down meme and all that stuff.
And the we don't exist meme.
Yeah, that one always confused me.
Look, sometimes I struggle to believe it myself.
It's
less funny nowadays, but back in the day of my like mid to late teens, Australian politics was the funniest shit on earth. So if you guys get a chance, there's a Saturday Night Live skit called Other Countries' Presidents of the United States.
Okay.
And there's one on Tony Abbott, who used to be our Prime Minister. And he's just an idiot. Like, you thought, like, Trump is an idiot, but he's a dangerous idiot. Like, Tony Abbott was a harmless idiot, but still, just, like, you didn't want him in power. When he got booted out of his party, so he got kicked out of the top job by his party and replaced with Malcolm Turnbull, I think. We had a onion gate. So he went to visit an onion farm as like a, press kind of thing. And like the farmer presented him with one of his freshly picked onions to inspect as part of the crop.
Okay.
The dude took a bite out of the raw onion with the skin on.
What? Wait, was it?
And just deadpanned it.
Wait, like freshly picked, like not even washed yet.
Well, I think it was washed because they didn't want to get his hands dirty. But like, it was from the farm. Skin on, crunchy skin, straight through, deadpan, no reaction. Just like, yeah, it's good. And we're like, is it really good, Tony? Are you sure about that, mate?
You just took a bite out of an onion. I mean, I think that some people do that, but they at least peel the top layer. Not like the crunchy skin. Oh my god.
I'll pop it in. I'll see if I can find it, because there's definitely a GIF. There's definitely a GIF of it. First GIF. Here, I posted in No Mic. You can witness him.
Oh my god.
oh my god.
He's just like. doesn't care. He just
Okay,
took a bite.
He nodded.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, good. And we're like, okay, Tony, that's nice.
He approves.
And it's okay, our current Prime Minister from the same Conservative Party, at a press conference meeting the other day, said that he didn't know the price of bread. Right? We were like, okay, ScoMo, that's nice. Oh yeah, we like to give our politicians friendly names. So current guy in power is Scott Morrison, who we call ScoMo.
Okay.
The leader of the opposition is Anthony Albanese, who's Albo. Obviously.
Amazing.
And then we have
Yeah.
yeah. In WA we have State Daddy, that's Mark McGowan. Like it's all fun and games. We have a little bit more fun with our politics, and when you vote, you get a sausage.
What?
Democracy sausage.
Why don't we get democracy sausages?
So it's like
sausage.
this is one of Australia's few native dishes. Not native, very white. It's definitely not. But you know, it's one of our country's dishes that wasn't taken from anywhere else. It's a sausage. It's not like a hot dog that you guys have. It's like just a normal like beef sausage, fried usually to a point of just almost burnt.
Oh my god.
Not intentionally, but then you just serve it with either some onions, just some grilled onions.
A raw onion.
A piece, not raw onion, no, cooked onion. A piece of white bread.
Wow.
And some sauce. That's it.
Amazing.
That's it. We call it the democracy sausage.
I'm immigrating to Australia right now because I want democracy sausage.
Bite into an onion. While you're there.
Bite into an onion. There was discourse about the sausages. So not only are they not only do we get them when we vote, but we get them when we go to the hardware store. So this is about Bunnings, okay? So
Yes,
Bunnings,
the hammer sausage.
yeah. So if you've ever watched Bluey, you guys are furry, so some of you might. But they have a thing called Hammer Barn, and that's Bunnings. But you go and they have like a fundraiser thing, so they'll let a charity come and basically do a sausage sizzle for charity. You pay $2, you get a sausage and like a drink, and it's just like a tradition, and it's a very specific taste, and it's like to other countries, it's not even that good. I've taken Americans to get Bunnings snacks before, and they're like, "Why?" And I'm like, "It's good," and they're like, "No, it's not." I'm like, it's amazing. Shh.
It's tradition.
Don't be
These sausages seem to mean a lot to Australia.
They do. There was an entire video, like a meme that went around for a while, where somebody flew a drone to Bunnings to get a sausage sizzle.
Oh my god.
They like put their order in a little like Ziploc bag and basically flew the drone over to Bunnings and landed it. And then they made him the sausage and put it in the bag and they flew it back to his hot tub.
Do you guys remember when Pizza Hut was trying to like deliver pizzas via drone? Do you remember that whole thing?
Very slightly.
You guys have a lot of drone delivery services.
We have a lot of
No,
people
there's
who
like
tried to do drone delivery service.
And also just the omnipotence of Amazon in your country is slightly horrifying.
It is terrifying. I mean, even as someone who lives here,
Charlie
yeah,
has a
it's
friend
scary.
that works for
Yes,
Amazon.
you might know him, Isha He's one of your Patreons.
Yeah, no, I've seen photos. It's so horrifying.
Dude, it's so scary.
It's like a weird dystopian future.
Have
you guys like seen the fake fursuits on Amazon?
I mean, they've been around for ages.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Yeah, but they're obviously so fake. It's really funny. So in my spare time, I just go and look at them.
You just go on Amazon and
we've
search
seen-
fursuit and see
The
what
ones on
comes
eBay
up.
are amazing too.
Oh god.
My friend made that. You guys know Twilight Saint, the guy who owns Sniper, Striker,
Yes.
whatever his name is, that Sky Pro Angel Dragon that used to be the most expensive fursuit. But that Loop made a suit for them. Spirit, that purple and pink angel dragon with black markings, that's been ripped off on there. And I've been like, Loop, you should buy it. Loop, you should buy one. The meme, Loop. I mean, no one's made a rip-off of Skye yet, but if they do, before I file the DMCA takedown, I'm gonna buy it.
You're gonna buy it.
Yeah,
That's amazing. I might buy
I'll
one.
buy it, but then I'll make sure that no one else can buy it. Because I'm gonna file a copyright complaint after I've
Yeah,
purchased it.
you want to see what they send you.
Exactly. I want the bootleg Skye. I want it.
I can make you a very bootleg Skye because I really suck at foam bases.
But it needs to be like that factory made.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
kind of inaccuracy in a way that humans couldn't do.
Just like a cardboard cutout with like painted white with like 2 pieces of hair or something.
It's like that. I mean, I've seen some of the bootleg rip-off suits up close because people buy them not knowing any better.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And they get torn into as soon as they come out in public with it, and it's just not great. But I've seen it before, and it is kind of exactly what you expect. Think high school mascot vibes.
High school mascots have always interested me. It's like everyone who dresses as a mascot, like a furry, or do they just really want the money?
What about the ones that have like humanoid mascots though?
Yeah, I guess they wouldn't be a furry.
The humanoid mascots freak me out.
They do.
Yes,
They're
they
so
do.
scary.
The same. I'm vaguely intimidated by monkey fursuiters. I don't know. Like I don't know the suits. I don't think I could make one because it's too close to humans for me.
Yeah. I would
like no hate on people who do have monkey personas. They actually look really cool as fursuits. They just they kind of like make me feel a bit off.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like the feet. Those just always. Those are like too human for me, and I'm just like, ew, ah.
I would love to see like a high school mascot that is just a digigrade fursuit.
Oh my god.
They're starting to catch on. It started to happen. I've seen it
Has
around.
it?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, I've been contacted by schools before, but they don't like my prices. So.
Oh.
I have to make like a monster thing for high school, and I'm like, what?
Like, I think Remy, one of the makers I live with, he made the Smackos. So it was a dog treat brand in Australia. He made a mascot for them.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
Which was really cool. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I think brands are starting to pick up that we are a highly marketable demographic.
Yeah. I mean,
We are.
I would much
It's
rather
alright.
buy from a brand who has a cool, funky digigrade than a creepy CGI whatever.
Yeah, the
My
creepy-
middle school has. Sorry for interrupting
Okay.
again. My middle school has a mascot. Let me see if I can find a picture. It's scary.
Terrifying.
Back at one of my schools, we had a mascot, and it was a lion, and it just looked so hot. I remember being like, I feel for you.
My high school football team never had a mascot at all. Like, they had like a logo, but there was no mascot for it.
Yeah, that's what my elementary was like. Not like elementaries have mascots usually.
Yeah.
But they had this little dragon thing.
We had my primary school, which is elementary school here. We had like an anthropomorphic star that they didn't even turn into a costume. It was just a big plushie.
It's me.
And they just kind of sat him at the front of like assemblies and stuff. It was weird.
That sounds really weird.
Okay, speaking of which, question about school.
Yes.
You guys, your recess is inside?
What recess?
It depends
I
on
don't know.
What recess?
it depends on the school. When I was in primary, recess was outside, and then when I was in elementary, recess was like a thing that you could choose to do or not. And then by middle school, recess was gone. I don't know if you even know what any of these schools mean.
No, I kind of do. You guys have like specific grades. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But, like that's because like I learned that recently because we have like so when we have breaks we have little lunch and big lunch. At least that's what we call. We pretty much called it that all the way up until high school. But like little lunch was like a morning tea, and it was like a 15-minute break after essentially what was first period.
Okay.
A 15-minute break where you had like a cupcake and a banana or whatever.
Oh my god.
Like something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like a 15-minute break where you just had something from your lunchbox and just kind of had a bit of a decompress. You got to go out and run for 15 minutes because we had to go outside.
Yeah.
Like it was go outside and exercise. Small children, go get your energy out. And we had big lunch, which was about 45 minutes, I think. And that was when we got to eat lunch, and like we had a halftime bell and stuff like that, and we got to do that kind of stuff. But I learned that you guys, like, your recess in, like, high school. Oh, there it is. Oh my god, it's cursed.
Oh my
It is
god.
so cursed. That's the only picture
Can't-
I could find, and it's
can't
like the worst
What
quality.
it's supposed to be. Oh, it's a bear.
It's supposed to be a bear, yeah, and it's just not.
It's not a bear.
Moment.
See,
It's
there was a thing that happened in Australia where, like, some guy got interviewed by the news and it went really, really bad.
Oh
Like,
god.
it went awfully. I mean, it happens.
Yeah,
It happens.
yeah.
You don't know how the meme went, but there was a meme that went around that bad fursuits are called fursuits.
I don't know.
I don't know why, but that my brain instantly went fursuit as soon as I saw that. Fursuit.
There's that
yeah.
meme that I don't know where it came from. I don't even know like what it is. I've just heard it a couple times. People just say bread very quickly and put their thumb up.
Oh yeah, bread.
Bread.
Yeah, I know that one. Bread.
Is
Bread.
fursuit gonna be a new one? Just fursuit.
Fursuit. I'm honestly keen for the fursuit meme to make international.
We should
Reach
do it.
international waters. That'd be funny. But you know,
We go viral
We have-
with the
we
fursuit
have-
meme.
we have local memes.
What's like the weirdest rumors you've heard about America?
I don't know if they're rumors, so to speak.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fair.
with Americans, I don't think many Americans are really that self-aware of how the rest of the world views you.
Oh no. Well, I mean, some of us are.
Some of you are, yes. I mean, if I'm thinking about rumors of America, I mean, maybe when I was little and less a bit well-informed.
Yeah.
It was just that everything is really big and like loud and big sized, and I mean that's not even a rumor either. Like
Yeah.
your like regular is the size of our large.
It's probably not so much rumors anymore as it is just true facts that are very stupid.
Yeah, that's like it's annoying because it's not annoying, but it's kind of sad. It's a bit depressing because people will be like, "Oh, Skye, are you gonna come to MFF?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I love you, but I'm not coming anywhere near your country for a little while.
I don't blame you.
I'm just gonna stay over here for the moment and just kind of wait till everything turns over just a little bit. You fixed one thing, but I want to make sure that everything is good, and I'm not worried that I'm gonna get shot
Yeah.
and like all that kind of stuff."
How bad
But,
are your
like, there's
winters?
it's more, I think nowadays the more rumors about America are more pointy shooty gun related
Yeah.
rather than anything else. But I mean, what I don't get is that you guys are like, "Oh my god, Australia's wildlife is terrifying." You guys have bears.
Do you guys not have bears?
No, we have koalas. That's it.
Oh god.
Tiny bear. There's
The most terrifying, like, big mammalian wildlife is like dominant male kangaroos, and even then, like,
Oof.
you just kind of leave them alone and they don't come anywhere near you. But you guys have like bears coming into your backyards and stuff, and I'm like, if I saw a kangaroo in my backyard, I'd lose my mind.
There's a pond around the corner that's just all alligators.
Oh god.
See, we have crocodiles, but that's more North
Yeah.
Queensland.
I'm not going to Florida again. No, I'm kidding. I can't not go to Florida. Disney World is there.
Yeah,
okay.
no, I've been to. Yeah, I went to Disney World when I went. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed
I
it
can
very
hear the
much.
fireworks from their closing every night.
I feel like
Can
that
you
would
see
get
them?
annoying.
I can't see them. I can if I
Oh,
drive like an hour away towards
I
it,
see.
but not right now.
SCP, did you have something that you wanted to say? Sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, so there's a park by my house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are always stray cats there.
I would adopt them all.
I want to,
My
but I
neighborhood
have a
is a
dog.
stray cat.
What?
My neighborhood is a stray cat. Everyone decides to
Okay.
drop off in my neighborhood because there's 2 vets.
Oh jeez.
So
Oh.
there's just a bunch of stray cats, bunch of stray dogs, a turtle one time. Just, you know.
Oh my god.
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but a
That's
turtle?
Yeah, a turtle.
they just
I
like
took him
Huh.
to the pond. I hope he survived.
yeah, I hope he's okay. Little turtle. Yeah, no, my neighborhood is there's not a lot of like stray animals around here because it's very hard to
I've watched
navigate.
him do it in mine.
You've
If I
watched
see a
people
stray
drop
animal, I
off
get
stray.
out of my car and catch it. because we
Like,
don't really get them.
I was sitting in my room one time when I was on the other side of the house at the front, and I just watched this minivan slow down, and they opened the back, it flipped up, and they put their arms out, they put a cat in the middle of the road and kept driving.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Dude, why would you do that?
I would instantly be like, I'd instantly get out and be like, it's okay, you're my cat now.
Yeah, stray dogs
You're my
aren't
cat
really
now.
a thing here because I live like on a very steep hill. It's probably like 40-degree, 45-degree slope. And dogs
Right.
do not like to climb up it, but cats don't care. So you'll see occasional like stray cats around, but dogs don't really show up very much.
So if there's a stray dog like anywhere, and someone's instantly like, I'm taking this guy to the vet to check his microchip.
Same thing here.
Yeah.
I've scooped so many dogs. Just kind of been like, you are lost, friend. Get in my car. And they're usually pretty happy to go with me most of the time.
Anytime we try to even like get our animals out of the house, they freak out. Like I have this small dog. It's a Yorkie poodle mix.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And whenever we take it to the groomers, it just sits in the back and shakes and yips, and I feel so bad.
Small dogs though.
Oh, they're
small dogs have to begin with.
They're something. That's all I'll say. They're something.
They're either scared of their own shadow or built to fight God, and there's no in between.
I had a Chihuahua pug mix. The personality of a pug, but not the problems of a pug.
Because it had a slightly longer face.
Yeah, it had the Chihuahua body, but the personality of a pug, so it was nice.
That seems like a good dog.
She died of old age recently.
Oh, that's sad.
I'm sorry for your loss.
2019, I think.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
As far as like longevity goes.
The most recent pet that I had pass away was probably like, how long was it ago? 5 years ago, and it was a golden retriever. He made it to like 18.
We had one of my family dogs pass away like 5 or 6 years ago. That was a long time ago. Gosh,
my dog just passed away after Christmas.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss, SCP. Hugs.
Yeah, she ate a sock.
What?
Did you not know this, Starly?
No.
I do.
Yeah, so she ate a sock, and it did so much damage to her digestive system that they couldn't get it out in time, and she had to be put down.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. I had no idea.
It was tragic, but she died happy because we gave her a chocolate muffin.
Well, hey,
I mean, it probably would have been beneficial if she managed to hurl it. Then she would have been able to get the sock out.
Yeah.
No, legit, like, that's how often vets will advise you to deal with those kinds of things. Like, if they're not pointy, like, they'll basically be like, feed your dog something that will make it throw up.
Yeah, but the thing is, the sock got stuck and, like, mangled her insides, and it was bad.
I see.
Down.
Don't dogs, like, eat grass to try to induce vomit?
Yes.
I don't know. Is it to induce vomiting? It probably is to clean out their guts.
Yeah, I think it is. Sometimes I'll let my dog out and I just like peek out the window because he's been out there a while. I just see him munching on some grass and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, my dog's like munching on grass too.
I'll leave you be.
My family dogs.
It's
like, okay, buddy.
One of my little dogs is such a hellraiser because I'm a night owl, so I'm here with him all the time. I let him outside, and he just barks at, midnight, and I have to get him back in, and it's so painful because he's impossible to get back in. You try to give him a treat, he doesn't believe you're going to give it to him, or at least me, because I don't normally give them to him, because I don't want to positively... I don't want to positively reinforce him barking at midnight.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But the rest of my family gives it to him, so now he just goes out and barks until he gets a treat.
So I have one last question before we kind of wrap this up, I guess. what are your tips as an experienced content creator? Since we're like brand new,
Yeah,
have any tips?
we could use some advice.
Any tips? Try not to fist fight the algorithm too hard.
Okay.
Because it can be very discouraging at times. Like a video you think you'll do really, really well, often won't do well. And like, yeah, it's just more kind of just keep at it and just listen to your demographic. Once you kind of have an audience, see what does well and then milk it till it's dead.
Nice. Awesome.
But it's kind of, you got to find the balance of making what does well and making what you want to.
Yeah.
Finding a good balance will help.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Then
That's probably my advice.
You'll be in like you'll be able to enjoy it and succeed.
Yeah.
And don't do it if you don't enjoy it. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys better tell me if you get bored of making these podcasts. All right, well,
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I guess this is where we're stopping then.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Thank-
thank you for taking your time out of the day to come talk with us.
No worries. I was able to sit on my hand sewing couch and finish sewing this cat head I'm currently working on.
Awesome.
So that was
nice.
I can't wait to see it.
much appreciated. Much appreciated.
If
Thanks
you'd
for having
ever
me.
like to come back, let us know.
problem.
No hesitation, you know?
I will do. I will do. You have to send me a link to the podcast once it's out.
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll ask a friend of mine because there's a platform that you can use that publishes your podcast to all streaming platforms.
Oh.
Like it does it. It's like a proxy service. So like I think it's like $5 a month or something. It's not bad
Oh, that's not bad.
from what I remember. But like you pay it and you basically upload it and it will post it on like iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all that.
Oh,
so I'll
wow.
have to see if I can.
Yeah, if you can find out the name of that, you can DM any one of us or just put it in the podcast
I will.
channel.
I will. But good luck with it all and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries. Anytime.
All right. Well,
I guess see y'all
Outro
later.
outro moment.
outro moment.
Outro moment.
Outro moment.